Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Kung kayo po ay nahihirapan sa mathematics, ang channel na ito ay para sa inyo.
Ngayong araw na ito ay papag-usapan natin kung paano mag-add ng integers gamit ang absolute values. Pero bago yon, ano nga ba ang definition ng absolute value? Okay, so kinuha po natin yung definition ng absolute value mula po sa link na ito. Okay, absolute value, it describes the distance from zero that a number is on the number line without considering the direction. So, na-mention po natin yung salitang distance. Ang tanong po, meron po ba tayong negative distance? Kung ang sagot niyo po ay wala, tama po kayo. So, ang ibig sabihin lamang po niyan, pag pinag-usapan natin si absolute value, ay kukunin lang po natin ang positive value ng isang integer. Ulitin ko po, positive value ng isang integer. Punta na po tayo sa rule. Rule in adding integers with like signs. So, meron lang po tayong dalawang signs, positive and negative. Okay, so let me read first the rule. To add integers with like signs, add their absolute values and copy the common sign. Again, add their absolute values and copy the common sign. Now, let us apply this rule in our examples. So, let's have example number 1. So, find the sum of 10 plus 5. Actually, kahit hindi na natin gamitan ng absolute values, alam na natin yung sagot nito. But let us try to apply the rule in adding two positive addends. Okay, so let us write this in absolute value. Okay, so absolute value of 10 plus the absolute value of 5. So what's the absolute value of 10? It is positive 10. How about the absolute value of 5? It is positive 5. So what is 10 plus 5? It is equal to 15. So ano po yung common sign nila? Yung parehong sign ng ating addend. Okay, pareho silang positive, di po ba? So therefore, 10 plus 5 is equal to positive 15. Okay, next po. Pangalawang example. So sa pangalawa nating example, ang addends natin ay parehong negative. So take note, according to the rule, to add integers with like signs, add their absolute values and copy the common sign. So let's get the absolute values of the addends. Right, so negative 11 plus negative 8 is equal to the absolute value of negative 11 plus the absolute value of negative 8. So what's the absolute value of negative 11? Okay, it should be what? Positive 11. Okay, correct. How about po the absolute value of negative 8? It is positive 8. Yan. So, kukunin lang po natin yung positive value ng isang integer pag pinag-usapan natin si absolute values. Okay, so let's continue. 10 plus 8 is equal to 19. Okay, is equal to 19. So, meron po tayo doon sa rule that we are going to copy their common sign. So, what's the common sign of the addends? Okay, they are both what? They are both negative. So, ang ibig sabihin lang po niyan, susundin po natin yung common sign. Therefore, negative 11 plus negative 8 is equal to negative 19. Okay. So, napansin nyo po, kinopya lang po natin yung common sign at pinag-add yung absolute values. Ganyan lang po kadali kung paano mag-add ng integers na may parehong sign. So, let's have now the rule in adding integers with unlike signs. Okay, so basahin po muna natin yung rule. To add integers with unlike signs, subtract their absolute values, and copy the sign of the number with greater absolute value. Ulitin po natin. Subtract their absolute values and copy the sign of the number with greater absolute value. Okay, so apply natin yan sa ating example number 1. Okay, for our example number 1, we have 18 plus negative 13. Now, look at the signs of the addends. Isa po ay positive, ang isa naman ay negative. So, to add integers with unlike signs, what to do? Subtract their absolute value. So, that will be our first step. Okay, so 18 plus negative 13 is equal to the absolute value of 18 minus the absolute value of negative 13. Now look at that, subtract the absolute values. Now what's the absolute value of 18? It is positive 18. How about the absolute value of negative 13? It is positive 13. Now look at this one. Okay, 18, again, the absolute value of 18. 13, the absolute value of negative 13. And of course, you need to copy the operation. Now, what is 18 minus 13? That is equal to positive 5. Okay, next. What is the sign of the number with greater absolute value? Let me repeat, what is the sign of the number with greater absolute value? Now, I want you to look at 18. What's the sign of 18? It is positive. So, we are going to follow the positive sign. Therefore, 18 plus negative 13 is equal to positive 5. Ayan po, positive 5. Sinundan po natin yung sign ng greatest absolute value. Okay, let's have now example number 2. So, sa example number 2 natin, yung una ay negative, yung pangalawa naman ay positive. So, magkaiba pa rin sila. So, first step is to subtract their absolute values. Okay, so look at this one. Negative 25 plus 15 is equal to the absolute value of negative 25 minus the absolute value of 15. So what's the absolute value of negative 25? Okay, let me remind you that you need to remove the negative sign. So the absolute value of negative 25 is positive 25. Minus the absolute value of 15. Okay, the absolute value of 15 is 15. Okay, so 25 minus 15 is equal to 10. Now, I want you to look at the number with a greater absolute value. Okay, so it is 25. Now, I want you to look at the given. Okay, 25 is negative. Therefore, the sign of the greatest absolute value is negative. So we are going to follow that one. Okay, therefore, negative 25 plus 15 is equal to negative 10.
Shoutout po muna tayo kay Mamility, Sir Benz, saka sa mga naging estudyante ko po, Krisa May Pertis at Vega.
Kung meron po kayong natutuhan sa channel na ito, pakiclick lang po ang mga icons na ito, like, subscribe, at yung notification bell para updated po kayo sa ating mga post tungkol sa mathematics. Thank you for watching!